On April 28, 2015, the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development awarded the City of Hartford a Promise Zone designation for its North End. This high-poverty, high-capacity community would be the first city in New England to have been selected to take part in this initiative, an initiative that local leaders hope will spark an infusion of manpower and money to one of the capital city's neediest areas. This 3.11 square mile neighborhood qualified due to the giant disparity between its unemployment, crime, low income, food insecurity, and low education levels in comparison to the rest of the state of Connecticut.
It has a lot of poverty, but it also has a lot of richness. It has people who are full of hopes and full of dreams, just like everybody else. When a mother has a child that the mother is from Hartford, she has the same hope, dreams, and prayers for her child as everyone else has for theirs.
People are just like everyone else, and they want a good school for their kids. They want their kids to be able to play at the park and not to worry about it, right? They want to be able to go down the street to a grocery store, and pay fair price, right? So they have all the desires that everybody else does.
This is a city of kids who want something more, but something more isn't always being offered to them. It isn't necessarily always in the case of like being a material thing, but for people to come alongside them and just show them that things can be different.
Part of the beauty is that Hartford City Mission creates a safe place where people from one context, they can come into an urban context and they can work with not just our kids. Yes, they're working with urban kids, but we have urban volunteers also, and we work in urban churches. And so they come to meet people who live a different way, but love the same Lord, have the same goals and desires and aspirations for their lives, right? And as you meet people, it breaks barriers down.
We're working very hard to try to partner, not necessarily as urban, suburban, but as Christian, as brothers and sisters in the Lord. And it's going to take some hard work for us to be able to partner just the church and just try to dismiss our urban, suburban, white, black, Latino, but God's church that is working together to do what God told us to do. God has told us to take care of the poor, the widows, the children, and that's what He has told us to do, and He expects us to do it as one.
The goal of the prophet Nehemiah was to rebuild and revive the whole city of Jerusalem. HCM's vision is no less for the city of Hartford. What does that look like? For many, the first step happens through programs like Noah After School, Camp Noah, Wildlife, or Young Life.
When most people think of Hartford City Mission, they really think of Noah After School. And that's appropriate because that's where we started, right? We started as a group of people coming on Saturday mornings to run this Noah Sidewalk Sunday School, which later became this elementary daily after-school tutoring and learning to live God's way program that we've had now for the better part of, almost 8-9 years, I want to say. Noah After School's been around, right? And so it is, if you look at us right now, it's probably 90% of what we do. What made me fall in love with HCM, though, was the potential it had as we look at the holistic ability of what we have here.
The majority of children who attend Noah After School in the academic year register for Camp Noah, so we're able to keep contact with them through the whole year. It's really needed for kids in Hartford during the summer because the majority of families are not taking family vacations or able to register their children for a multitude of activities or other things like that. And so Camp Noah is just really fun for kids in the summer. It's very similar to a vacation Bible school setup. Most people are familiar with that. So we have songs and games and craft. We've also been able to take about half of the kids registered to sleepover camp. It's kind of a new new experience to go and sleep in cabins and, sleep overnight somewhere and be out of Hartford. So that's another really great opportunity that we've been able to offer.
We need to continue to have ways for these kids after they finish elementary, after they're done with Camp Noah and Noah After School, to continue to walk with them, for our volunteers to continue to be in relationship with them. So right now, we have 2 programs for our youth. We have 1 day a week, Thursdays after school. We have about 8 to 10 kids who have been involved in Noah After School over the years in Camp Noah who come here on Thursday afternoons, and we do some homework help with them, and we continue to do some Bible study. We have a partnership with Young Life, where we run a Young Life club on Tuesday nights. And that's a great place for high schoolers to come, drop in. We get some connection with them.
They provide an outlet for young adults to come and have a safe environment to have fun. Secondly, we give them the Word of God, which is probably most important of all. And lastly, I think they prepare young adults to eventually take leadership in their community.
The goal has to be that these children we started with in first grade are now anchored members of our community who have the ability to be givers.
The interactions I had here pretty much helped change my life and set me on a more positive direction. And I figured if there was anybody like me that I could do that for, then I would do it. And that if we could create people that created more people like that, that could help change the landscape of our entire city.
While these programs make up the structure of HCM as we know it, they are mere vessels for the countless relationships that give them their kingdom value.
So I want to see them go from elementary to middle school to high school, but also see the progress and the improvement within themselves, and as they also lead by example and help change the community in which they live. So some will build long-lasting relationships through these programs where they could do great things in the community. So it's about empowering our young people, and I'm just excited about that and seeing that come to fruition.
I love Hartford City Mission. I don't know, I remember I was coming home one day and I saw like a whole bunch of kids in the front yard of the Red House, the Vine, and I just stopped and asked them what was going on. And Miss Amy said, "Come on in and we'll tell you what's going on." And she sat me down and told me everything that they do in that house, and then I've been with you guys ever since. Well, Hartford City Mission is great. We need all the help we could get, and you guys matter like a whole bunch.
What is HCM? What would they be doing right now if they weren't here, do you think?
If they weren't here?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Where would they be?
I don't know, home probably.
Yeah?
Probably, I don't know. I don't know, it's just my responsibility to, even though it's through Hartford City Mission, to take care of my community. That's what it's about.
Share the good news. Develop disciples. Connect Christians. And transform communities. That is the mission of HCM. That is what makes the north end of the city of Hartford more than a promise zone, but a city full of promise.